Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Swampy Comics. I'm Swampy, and today we're going to be doing the tier list for the new comics that came out this week of October 15th, 2025. And let's just jump right into it. First up, as you can see, we got Absolute Flash number 8. This is written by Jeff Lemire with art by Travis Moore, colors by Adriano Lucas, and letters by Tom Napolitano. And in this issue, we get face to face meeting Barry and finding out his origins with working with Fort Fox and his origins with Eleanor Thawne. We learn a little more about Eleanor Thawne and her grandfather Eobard, as well as we see the first meeting in between Wally and Barry, which is really nice. And yeah, this issue was really good. I mean, we just added so much more to the absolute Flash mythos with this one. Um, we have Barry. He's really into some heavy research involving time travel or interdimensional travel. He's found a way to through Eleanor's, her grandfather's research, Eobard's research, a way to get through to another dimension full of strange energy, which, we are pretty sure is, dark side Omega energy. I mean, we'll see. But yeah, I mean, this issue is great. It really, and this isn't disparaging at all. They almost could have just, put this out as Flash issue 0. You know how they used to do those in like the 90s and whatnot. It would have worked. I mean, this really felt like a prequel issue, but it still added so. I mean, there was no fluff. Everything in here was so good. I really enjoyed it. And then getting this weird ship that we've kind of seen a tiny bit of in previous issues. We see it in this other dimension, and it looks like the old Hall of Doom for the Legion of Doom, and that's just that raises so many cool questions. This series just gets better and better and better. Honestly, I think this is one of the best issues of this series. And whoops, I grabbed the wrong pick there. We're gonna put Absolute Flash in the S tier, baby. I mean, this was great. I loved this. I can't wait to read it again when I go through another reading of all these issues. Really good stuff. Really, really top level stuff. The absolute books continue to impress week after week, month after month. But next up, we got Batman Superman World's Finest, number 44. This is written by Mark Waid with also some writing by Mark Russell. Yeah, there we go. Sorry, lost my place there. Art by Lucas Meyer, colors by Rain Barreto, and letters by Steve Wands. This was a fun little issue, a little bit of a departure from Batman and Superman doing their thing. In this one, we have Robin and Supergirl hanging out, and the cover kind of says road trip, and that's not really what happens in this issue. Supergirl more gets tasked to tail Robin as he's breaking into LexCorp, and hijinks happen, and boy, oh boy, do these two get real close with each other. I really like the interplay between younger versions of Dick Grayson and Kara Zor-El. It's a lot of fun. This issue was a lot of fun. Nothing groundbreaking, but solid nonetheless, and made me smile a lot. I mean, Batman Superman World's Finest. Like, I don't want to say that it's like a fluff book because it's not, but it's just constantly fun and a little lighter than a lot of other things going on without being too saccharine or corny at any point. I mean, Mark Waid is just a master at the craft, and yeah, this was a great issue. We're gonna put this one in A tier. Fantastic. Next up, we got Captain America number 4, uh, right by writer Chip Zdarsky, with art by Valerio Schiti, colors by Frank Martin, and letters by Joe Caramagna. In this issue, we are in part 4 of the Our Secret Wars story arc involving Steve Rogers as Captain America and a guy named David Colton as Captain America, along with kind of a modern ish version of the Howling Commandos. And they're in the middle of, um, well, Steve's in the middle of about to be fighting Doom in this issue, while Colton and the Howling Commandos are trying to release an ambassador that's been held captive in Castle Doom. And this is great. This issue was so effing good. I loved it. Cap's reveal, like coming out in his old school costume, just bright colors and Silver Age as hell. Like, I just loved it so much. It was so great. And the fight between him and Von Doom was just good. It was just badass and tough and brutal, and the both of them going back and forth, talking was just top tier. And then you have what was going on with David Colton, and things got a lot darker there, where the Howling Commandos end up killing this ambassador, and David Colton starts killing the Howling Commandos. And can this man be redeemed? What is Cap gonna do when he finds out that this other Cap has kind of massacred his teammates, even though his teammates were murderers in their own right? I mean, oh yeah, this is gonna cause some hell in Cap's world, and I'm here for it. This is really good. I can't wait to see what happens with David Colton. Can he be redeemed? Is the government gonna cover this up? Is he gonna get away with it? Is Cap gonna see him to justice? I don't know. I don't know. This was probably my favorite issue of this run so far, and this is a run that I've loved so far, big time. Straight up S tier. Yeah, I'm just gonna say right now, this was a really, really good week, and we'll continue with that with something a little sillier. Godzilla Destroys the Marvel Universe, #4 by writer Jerry Duggan, with art by Paco Medina and Javier Garron, and colors by Jesus Aburtov, and letters by Travis Lanham. And in this issue, we have Hulk waiting for Godzilla, or rather, Bruce Banner waiting for Godzilla on the shores of Wakanda. And yeah, it is super cool to see a big kaiju size Hulk fight it off with Godzilla. I mean, it is so effing great. There's not too much to say about this issue except for that it was fun. I don't want to, go over the highlights too much. It was just fun fighting. And next issue is going to get even crazier, because we leave off with the cliffhanger that all the other heroes, anticipating maybe Hulk's potential defeat, have a big giant kaiju fighting Zord monster that they all control different parts of. It's so ridiculous. And yeah, that's going to be a great way to cap off this fun mini series next issue. But yeah, I had a lot of fun reading this. Nothing too crazy, nothing to write home about, except for I mean, if you like this kind of stuff, this is just gonna be up your alley. B tier. This did its job. It was fun. Made me giggle at points. But yeah, good stuff. Next up, we got Krypto, the last dog of Krypton, #5, the last issue in this mini series, by writer Ryan North, and art by Mike Norton, with colors by Ian Herring. And yeah, I'm bummed this one's coming to a close. I was really excited for it when it was announced, and I've really, really enjoyed this mini series. In this one, we have Krypto, after leaving his friend that passed away last issue. He's found his way to Smallville, Kansas, where he hears cries for help, and it sounds like there are some people that are possibly the victims of some potential violence. So Krypto goes out to help him, and he finds out this family is being robbed by a woman with a gun. And Krypto goes to defend the family, and he gets really upset, and he lunges at this woman, and he remembers as he's lunging at her with just red lasery eyes about to just rip her throat out. He thinks about his dead friend, and he thinks about how that happened, and then he like pictures this robber lady dead, and all of a sudden he loses his rage because our he's such a good boy. He's not gonna kill somebody, and he kind of takes him by surprise, like, oh, what was I gonna do? And he stops, and this lady shoots her gun at Krypto, but the bullet bounces right off of him, and in her surprise, she gets knocked out by the head of the house, and it's all really sweet and badass. And then by the end of the issue, Krypto finds his way, after smelling something familiar. He finds his way to the Kent farmstead where Jonathan leads him to the house, and Krypto finds a young Clark, and they go off together. And this was just really sweet. I really hope this book is appreciated. These 5 issues, I really hope they're appreciated through the years as much as I appreciated them this year. Like I feel like this is one of those like classic Superman family stories that you know that happen every now and then. And yeah, this Krypto book ruled. I will give this straight up, like, yeah, I mean, I'm giving them out like candy, but this was S tier. This was great. This was great. Great, great, great. Next up, we have the New Gods, issue 11. This is by writer Ram V with art by Evan Cagle, and pencils by Dennis Cowan, inks by Anthony Fowler Jr. on his pencils there, with colors by Francesco Segala and letters by Tom Napolitano. This is the penultimate issue of Ram V's absolutely fabulous New Gods series. Um, I'll admit this is. I mean, I think I'm. If you've been watching me, anytime a New Gods issue has come out, I probably said before that this is one of the main comics that got me into reading comics so hard, like back in to reading comics so hard this year. I've really enjoyed this run, and I'm so bummed that we only got one issue left. But this one was swinging for the fences. Oh man, this story is really coming to quite the head, and I'm here for it. We have Desaad showing his true form after Orion and Mr. Miracle go to confront him and Maxwell Lord as they've captured Kamal, and they're trying to feed him to this black hole to turn him into Darkseid. And on Earth, we have Granny Goodness and her Furies attacking really hard. Um, and Wonder Woman, Akala, and Barda got to deal with them. And Barda didn't realize that, you know, the powers of the new gods have been fully unleashed a while back by the High Father, or maybe she's been told at this point because she does something she's never done before and turns into a giant big Barda, and it's one of the coolest pages in this entire series. Um, and then just right at the end, you got all the Niktari ships surrounding Earth, and the Green Lanterns have been called in to help. Um, and we have Joe Mullen and Kilowog showing up in a ship, and they're like, "Oh no! Like this is really bad. We got to call for reinforcements." When all of a sudden an alarm goes off, and they look out the window of the ship, and there is just a black streak going through all these Niktari ships, blowing them up. And we get left with the cliffhanger that the Black Racer has showed up because, yeah, he warned us when he took Light Ray's soul to the source. Like, yeah, if you don't bring this guy back, I'm gonna have to enter the fray here and do something and act. And he's fulfilling his promise, and it's so good and so badass. This is I loved this issue, S tier. I'm giving out 4 S tiers this week. It's a good week. A good week. Next up, we got Rogue Storm #1. This is by writer Mirewa Ayodele, with art by Rolando Boshi. colors by Niraj Menon, and letters by Travis Lanham. And this is a weird one. I don't know if this whole red rogue, green rogue thing is, you know, something that's a normal Marvel continuity, if they're just busting it out for this. But I don't know. Pretty cool concept, I guess. We have Rogue Red and a team of different mutants: Gateway, Iceman, Phantomax, Warpath, and they're hunting down Storm, or attempting to, because of they say that she's gone mad. She's become a mad god, and she's just wreaking her wrath all over the world. I don't know. I'm sure there's more to that story, but yeah, this was a weirder one. I really liked the art, and these weird war beasts with the cannon on their backs that could talk. Like, I really thought that was cool. All in all, I liked this more than I expected to, and it did its job in getting me intrigued and wanting to buy more issues of it. So yeah, I mean, not much else to say, but Rogue Storm was good. We're gonna put this one in B tier. B tier right there, perfect for it. Great book. But anyway, we'll move on. Next up, we have Superman Unlimited #6. This is by writer Dan Slott, with art by Rafael Albuquerque and Mark Norton, colors by Marcello Maiolo, and letters by Dave Sharp. And this issue, we are bringing not a close to the entire Kryptonite Kingdom, but the current story arc we've been dealing with the Kryptonite King, and him kind of being a little more evil than he seems, and actually trying to find this sun crystal, a Kryptonian artifact that we find out in this issue, or maybe in the last one we found out. I can't remember. But either way, we find out this crystal will make a fortress of solitude grow, and in this issue, a kryptonite one grows at the end, which is pretty crazy. I really liked the action in this, seeing the Supermobile with its Lois Lane flying at the Supermobile with its silly rocket ship shape and its weird little hands that are pointing and grabbing things, and I just thought that was a really cool concept. And I really like seeing that kind of goofy stuff. And not only that, but this issue left off with a cliffhanger that's kind of, you know, finally delivering on a promise that we saw on the cover of the first issue. My boy John Kent is entering the series to um, undergo some weird kind of experimentation with Lana Lang and Steel, John Henry Irons. And I'm excited. I was about to drop this series after this issue, but Slot, you got me right back in. Yeah, I'm going to give Superman Unlimited an A. #6 gets an A. Good job. You swung me back to sticking with it. I'm hyped for #7. Anyway, next up, we got our first DCKO tie-in. We got Titans #28. This is by writer John Layman, with art by Pete Woods, letters by Wes Abbott. Titans is a series that I don't read at all. The character that I kind of am most familiar with, I guess, is Cyborg and Dick Grayson to a degree, but not as Nightwing. But it's not one of those things where I'm like, oh, the Titans, boo, or anything like that. It's just, yeah, I never got into it. So, yeah, this issue was fine. It was really cool to see how the Titans. I mean, I wanted a little more Mister Terrific. I thought he'd really appreciate the T-shaped arcs that are, shooting into space to kind of help save humanity from its eventual apocalyptian rebirth. But man, yeah, this was fine. I feel like it did its job. It gave us another point of view of things that are going on outside of the DCKO tournament and those that are fighting in it, and that was cool. I really liked, being a big New Gods fan, I really liked the cliffhanger that Starfire is getting confronted by Granny Goodness and some of the Furies flying in with a bunch of parademons. That's super badass. And yeah, other than that, this seemed to be a lot of references and interpersonal stuff that didn't do a lot for me because I'm not familiar with these characters so much, but there was nothing about it that made me just want to be like, duh, and skip through the pages or anything. So, I mean, this book did its job, but just for my own personal flavors, and I'm just gonna give it my honest experience. That was B. It's fine. It was fine and good, just like these other books in the B tier. Nothing wrong with them. Just you know, I liked other stuff a lot more this week. Anyway, I don't gotta explain it anymore, do I? That's why the rating system's there. Anyway, the last book of this week, Unbreakable X-Men. This one's by writer Gail Simone, with art by Lucas Wernick and letters by Clayton Cowles. Um, yeah, this is another Age of Revelation book, which is, Rogue Storm was reviewed first on this video, but I did read this first and then read Rogue Storm, which was kind of cool. I'm glad I did it in that order. But yeah, this was well written and it bummed me out. Gambit is so freaking sad, and yeah, um, I don't know. It was really cool. I really liked the Galactus fight near the beginning. That was cool to see that flashback. And how that went down and how Rogue sacrificed herself. Um, but yeah, there was a lot of characters that I'm not familiar with. But some cool fighting and whatnot. We got Blind Gambit helping fight off a zombie horde, which is pretty neat. And yeah, all in all, I'll continue with this one. But another B tier book for me personally. Good enough to keep going on all these B tiers. But yeah, let's get to the book of the week. I think, yeah, we're just gonna go New Gods. I mean, I don't even have to think about it. I loved this so much this week. I thought it was so great. Evan Cagle's art is really something else. He's an artist that I'm going to be following, much like Hayden Sherman, who I also discovered this year. Two artists that I just love right now. They just hit it. Everything they do feels so epic, and I'm here for it. And yeah. But anyway, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe as always if you can, and leave a comment below. I'd like to hear what y'all would think about either my thoughts or any of these books. So until then, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week. Keep reading.